He's so sweet. He's my boy Doodle, and he's up there, obviously happy. All right, get you guys situated here. We're gonna raise you up anyway, right? Yeah. We're gonna raise you up anyway. Are you ready? You're really hot. Yeah, you're so hot, and you've been itching yourself from partying too much in that dry grass that we have. So I know you want a little less hair on. I know you will feel better after we get started. The crazy part is that his hair actually grows super thick. I mean, it's so thick, it's thick like cotton. Hey everybody, thanks for watching Dee Croy on My Favorite Groomer and all other social media platforms. I have been grooming over 23 years, and I'm excited to share with you, this is the type of cut I would recommend if you're not wanting to brush a doodle that you own. And you can also use this video to share it with people that you are grooming for, and literally say, watch this, because if you don't want to brush, this is maybe what your option is, because not everyone has time to brush, and not everyone wants to brush, and sometimes the dog doesn't want you to brush. I hope he doesn't do that to me today, because you can see his coat is pretty short, but it is so thick, it's like thick like a cotton. And I want to see if I can show you that it's that thick. Now, don't get me wrong. If you only have one dog and you have time to brush, this is a daily brush hobby when you own a doodle. Because if I don't brush, especially his sister with all the curly coming out, she's got curly hair, whereas he has a lot of straight hair. If I don't brush her, she is literally gonna get mad at it. It takes about 5 days to have two doodles party and hang out and chew each other and gnaw each other and nibble on each other and lick each other and bite each other and jump on each other. It takes about 5 days for her ears and what was long hair on the female doodle the other day to get matted. And so when I went away again on trips and I travel for grooming all over the place, when I would go away, I can't guarantee my pet sitter is going to do any brushing, at least even the quality of brushing that I know I must do on hair that's crazy thick. So his ears look great here, but since I've been gone, guess what? Underneath is matted. So I have to decide if I want to leave it or save it, and I'm going to show you some tricks if you want to leave it, but it really depends how bad it is on the inside. But because I wasn't here, someone wasn't running a comb through his hair, and I didn't hire a groomer to come in while I was gone to brush him. But I can feel this is really thick. And this is probably playing with Brownie and playing with his sister. It's really thick on the inside. So this video is live right now, which is August 1st, 2022. And I hope to show you a little bit, a lot of it. Hi. Can you look over there? Look over there. Look right there. Look right there. He's my dog. I don't know. Hit that like button if you're here and you're happy. And if I end up showing you some things that you can use for your clients or for yourself, please share, hit that like button. MP, thanks a lot for that donation. Thank you for your donation. Thank you for your donation. Thank you for your donation to My Favorite Groomer. Woo! Clap, clap, clap. Thank you so much for your donation. I appreciate you. He's just under 80 pounds. So I don't know if you can tell, he's big. And you know how people will show you a picture? It's like 1,000 words. I'll be like, that's a great picture and everything, but how much does the pet weigh? So when you're about to quote somebody, don't quote them exactly. Excuse me, come here. Come here. Here. Thank you. Is it okay? Can you sit? Thank you. Can you down? Can you lay down here? Is this too big, too small for you? Can you go down? Here. Sit. Sit. Can you go down? Down? There you go. Good boy. Go, oh, wait. Down. Down. Sit. Sit. Down. Down. Can you go down? Well, can you give me a second to talk? Just give me 5 seconds. Okay, wait. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. He's like, it's up. It's over. Your 5 seconds are up. Now touch me. Okay, focus. Yes, focus. So he hangs out with me a lot. So he should know my routine. Look at the camera. Look at the camera. Stop. We're trying to teach. Yeah, we have to teach over there. Look over there and help me teach. Oh, wait, where are you going? Okay, that's fine. Have fun with what you're doing. Love your animals. And look, be consistent. Come here. Let's show him how thick your hair is. Come here. Excuse me. Come here. I still haven't done my name reveal, so come on. Come on, up. Good. Look at this. Look how thick this hair is. Look here. Look how thick. This is cotton, and look how thick this is. It's so thick. This is cotton, okay? And this is so thick. It's growing so thick. And to me, this is actually short hair, but he is so hot. He is so hot. Look, he's panting right now, and we haven't even done anything. Like, he's just hot all the time. So in order to help him, just like his sister, but unfortunately he's worse off because his hair is different. Give that to me. He's playing with the cotton. Are you playing with the cotton? He wants to play with it. Can you come here? Oh my gosh. Listen. That you can't play with this. Come up here. Now turn around. Okay, now stay. He's so gentle. He's a gentle giant, but he is very hyper. Don't eat it though. You're so cute though. Give me a kiss. I love you. Yes, I do. I love you. Give me a hug. Oh gosh. I love you. Now, because he's so thick, I'm gonna be honest with you, I want to hit him with a 10 blade. Because this is 3 months grow out, right? Maybe just like 2 months grow out, but it grows so thick and he's so hot. And you know how I know that? Because I live with this guy. I see him at night, and this is August 1st, right, 2022. So I know he's super hot. I hear this panting all through the night, and this is short. But you know your dog's best. So this video, again, I want you to know this is how you can avoid even having to brush. So 2 months later, do it again. Either do your 10 blade or your 7. So I'm gonna say 10 blade, and I'm gonna get in there and go, I'm gonna start with the 7, but I'll just see as I go. Because if you do a 10 blade, you can't come back and change and do a 7 blade without it being noticeable. But if you do a 7 blade, it leaves the hair longer than the 10 blade. So I could then change it up and go even shorter with the 10 blade. That's why you would go 7 first, because you know you're gonna do a shortcut. I've been leaving his feet, but I may take everything down and start it over. So the feet I've been leaving only so I can do some of this blue, which is now turned purple. This blue and pink. And this is grow out. I think the coloring was about 4 months ago, maybe longer. So that's how long this color stayed. You can get the Opals color at myfavoritegroomer.com. I love that brand. I really like that brand, I should say. I feel like the application was simple, easy, and I have videos coming that show you how to apply it. And you can do little spots. I had his tail done. It's got kind of coming out now. I had a little spots on his tail, and you can see I had done his ears. And this has turned purple, but it's also been about, again, 4 to 5 months since I've colored his ears. Go figure. Time just flies, doesn't it? All right, let's get started, because I know he wants to get started, and his cut probably is going to be like female cut. It might take 1.5 hours to 2 hours. I'll try to work quicker than female the other day, but let's just do our job, right? So let's go ahead and get gloves on. I like to wear, who wants to tell the audience, because we're live right now, who wants to tell the audience why we wear gloves? We wear gloves so we don't get splinters, okay? I'm gonna wear a mask as well, and we still sell masks and we make them in Florida. So support us and get some masks, have them on hand, give them to your clients. Have them wear them when they come in and help if they have to. So wear a mask to avoid getting all that dander, hair, and fine particles in the air in your lungs. Okay, let's get them up here and let's go ahead and do a test if we want to go with a 7 or a 10. Okay. Thank you. He's reading my mind. Good boy. I'm going to use my groom loop cover with a groom loop on it. I've got my 18-inch. I'm going to take off his collar. He's not going to need that right now. And this way, if he wants to pull, he's going to pull with that leather cover on there. And so it's not so much just like a loop. He's pulling on just a string, a loop, okay? He's super tall, which is using all the way down to my lowest part of my arm. So, I mean, that's how tall he is. Thank you, Senior Fly Girl. Thank you for your donation. Thank you for your donation. Thank you for your donation to my favorite groomer. Woo! Thanks so much for donating on this live stream. I really appreciate you. All right, bring you guys up like that. Last time, which was the other day, we used a 2-speed. I can still use my 2-speed right now, but I want to try to possibly work a little faster, so I'm going to use my 5-speed. The 2-speed is in stock at myfavoritegroomer.com. You're welcome to come and shop with me, and it will do the job of the 5-speed. The 5-speed is just a little bit more powerful motor and runs a little bit faster. When I'm using it on the 5-speed, I don't usually go off the 5-speed. I don't feel a need to. Some people want to slow down their blade, go ahead. But I like to get done faster, which is that determines how fast my blade is going, how fast the RPMs are running back and forth. Thanks for joining. Hit that like button and comment below if this is teaching you anything about hair cutting or what you might consider doing on your pets, or talking to your clients about how they can not brush their doodle and still come in and get a cut. So right now I have a 10 blade on here. Since I have a 10 blade, you can real quick jump in there and do sanitary stuff. That saves you time. So we're going to, real quick, I'm going to clean up his private area. In this case, it's a little wet there. So I don't want to get my clipper blade all too, you're going to, but it's super like saturated. So I'm going to take that and dry it a little bit with some paper towel. Remember, this is a 10 blade. I'm using my 5-speed. And again, I just want to say this too before I get too far into it. These 2 screws, if you have a blade that can come off, there's a little lever right there. You're going to push that lever in, pop it out, and there's your blade. It comes off. This is called a detachable blade. So when I say a 10 blade, 7 blade, 5 blade, 4 blade, all that stuff, that's what I'm talking about. When I say a guard, this is attachment comb, C-O-M-B, or a guard. I'll refer to it either as an attachment comb or guard. This will lay on top of your 10 blade. Don't use anything else in my opinion. Use a 10 blade. Lay it right on top of there, the teeth. Then you're going to spring it forward all in the same, all together. Boom, and it sits back on the blade. Boom, boom, okay? Do not take your detachable blade and take off these screws. If you did that, you need to come over to myfavoritegroomer.com or find a local blade sharpener and have them realign it and sharpen the blade, because you have messed up your blade, in my opinion. Unless you have a couple years of training on how to clean and sharpen blades, you have probably messed up your blade. And so then you might come and do a haircut after you've messed with these screws, and you are like, oh dang, it's not cutting anymore. What's wrong with my equipment? Well, it's because you should have never took those screws out. Some people have no idea. So I'm trying to reiterate it on almost every video I do now, okay? It's really important that you know. If you're not a blade sharpener, or you don't know anything about the tension on these things, or even the parts that come on the blade itself, don't mess with these 2 screws, okay? Ever. And then when you're ready for them sharpened, go to myfavoritegroomer.com. I'll help you with that, or you can Google it, and someone like that has at least 10 years experience, not a newbie. No offense, newbies. If you're starting to blade sharpen, I'm not going to trust you till you've been doing 5 or 10 years of blade sharpening. No offense. Then you need to pick someone that can warranty their work, because they can slip up and not get it totally sharp, or send it to me and I'll have my guys here in Fort Worth do it, and then I'll send it back to you. What I love about sending it to me is I can usually turn them around in 7 days or less, which is awesome. Some folks have sent me their equipment and they told me they were already waiting 3 months, and boom, got it to me, and then boom, boom, turned it around. You can go to myfavoritegroomer.com, search sharpening or blade sharpening, and then that's the link you can send them to, okay? And this is the year 2022, so it's still there. myfavoritegroomer.com. All right, now that I've said, I have to say that because I didn't realize a lot of people didn't know some of the basics about your clipper. So I wanted to cover that before I go and start grooming or shaving him down. Now this cut that I'm gonna do is gonna require the client to not have to brush. A lot of us Doodle owners, we don't wanna brush. We don't have the time, and I want you to have some options, okay? One of the options is this. Just do a haircut, but be consistent. Every 2 months, you need to be back in there. Don't be waiting for 6 months to make your appointment. Don't be waiting 4 months. Don't do that to the groomer. Don't do it to the dog. Don't do it to yourself. Get on a rotated schedule. Get on a schedule ahead of time. That way, it's the done deal, and you don't get matted. The dog doesn't get matted. You don't have to deal with mats. It's awesome, okay? Thanks for joining us. Be sure that you hit that like button and let me know down below if you have a Doodle, and if this video will help you have some options for you, your dog, your Doodle, your clients. Let's do this. Now, I'm going to bring him up a little bit. I actually was working on a 10 blade, and then I had to stop and tell you about the 10 blade. One last thing. Sorry, this is an education video. I got to throw these things at you. And he's like, I thought we were going to get a cut. So right there, did you see how it didn't actually, I went like that and it didn't shut all the way? So if it doesn't shut all the way, when it's not on, just turn it on, boom, and push it in at the same time. It'll go right back on, boom, boom. Can I hold both your, there you go. You want to stand up for me now? Not yet? Okay. Nice. There you go, bud. Yeah, you spreading that out for me? Thank you. Okay, thanks. You had to stand up for that, huh? I know this is a sensitive subject, but it's real, okay? When you come in, you start working with the male dogs, privates, there's a couple tips I want to show you right now. Are you ready for this? Right here, when I come up under here, you can actually take this skin and roll it out like that. Did you see how I just did that? Roll it out to you. When you roll that skin out like that, you can actually shave it 10 reverse. Right there. And don't forget, remember on Female Doodle the other day, I told you right here, if my blades look like this and there's teeth here, right? And I take those teeth and go straight in right there, boom, boom. There's the skin right there. Look, there's a skin between my finger. Do you see that? So if you take your blade and you come in like this, you can potentially cut right there, boom, boom. Anybody do that in their career? I've never cut this in my career. I've never cut that or made it bleed. So the way I look at it is that you want to cut like it's a piece of paper, like it's flat. So this is a piece of paper here, and you want to come cut here, down, right here. So when I shave this, I put my hand right there and make it flat like a piece of paper, and I take my clipper and keep it flat, keep my blade flat, I should say, and boom, you want to come, it's not on, so straight out, boom, like that. So you're not coming at it like that. So if you come at it like that, which you see me do, because I know how to skim real good. If you want to learn how to skim real good, take your arm, your hairy arm, right? And skim yourself. Boom. Don't touch the blade on your arm. Just skim right here and take off that hair. No joke. Like, no joke. Skim. Do not feel heat on your arm. And do not touch the blade on your arm, okay? Another way you can do it is when you come down with your angle, you come down like this, not like this. So sometimes, I don't know, you ever groomed somewhere and you didn't have all your equipment and your blade started getting hot? I know how to cut a dog, and people would tell me that I was burning the dog. Never. If you do it to yourself, you'll know what I'm talking about. So you get that blade, you run it for 5 minutes, get it hot. Get the blade really hot, like you touch it, like the back of your hand is hot, boom, boom. Come in here and test it yourself. Come in and shave like that. You will not feel freaking heat because the only thing touching the skin is the teeth. Right there, boom. If you come in like this and you hold that blade so straight onto the skin, yeah, you're probably gonna burn something. Now keep in mind, there's a buffer of hair here. There's hair between the clipper flatness here, the blade flatness, there's hair. So it isn't like you're gonna come up to somebody and go, boom, I burned you. That's inaccurate, and that's not true. So, I thank you. Yeah, I wanna get, okay. Yeah? Okay, so, test yourself. So when I come up on this area, so I'm gonna show you one more time. I need you guys to focus here with me. And if you're learning something, please hit that like button and let me know if you've ever nicked a dog right here, okay? If you are coming in here, I actually like to skim a lot. Skimming is like I said, right there, boom, just don't touch your skin. Learn how to skim. So, will you mind standing up? Oh, yeah, come on. Stand up for me. Okay. This is the Dog Up Stand XL. That's how tall that is. That's the XL. DogUpStand.com. We only have like 7 left. If you want the XL, his sister uses the extra. His sister uses the large, and he uses the XL. Look how tall he is. He is tall. He's using the XL. Okay. So when I come in, I need to train you guys. So I need him standing up for a minute. And I need my hands to be able to move together. So that helps me stand him up without using a spare hand. Here, again, that's skin flap, right? So here, when I come up and I come in like this with the teeth like that, I can literally cut into that skin. The skin will fit in there. Take that if you want to and cut yourself on the ear. It will cut your ear. I mean, your skin will fit in there when it's running, okay? So don't come at it like that unless you learn, unless you learn how to skim. So when I come on and it's on, I like to skim that, like I'm doing a barber haircut on a human, and I'm coming right behind the ear. It's the same concept. But if he's moving and jumping around and all that, it ain't worth it. It's not worth it. Just skip it, or just kind of trim it with scissors or something like that, or just come down like that and boom, done. It's not worth it to put a possible nick right there. It's not worth it, okay? But I want you to know, when I'm back here shaving all this stuff, to keep the line straight, you can come down and then come back reverse with the 7 blade. We did that on female Doodle the other day. The other thing is, when you are working with a dog of this size, like this big, he's huge, he's big. There's a lot of space here. You can come in and roll that out to trim the inside, okay? I want you to know that. All right, let me get you guys hooked up here. Hold on a second. Now, let me show you. And your angle might be hard too. So here I am face to face, but I know him and he could bite my head right here, right? We don't want him biting anybody, because if he bites somebody, animal control might get involved. You might go to the emergency room. He might get put down. We don't want none of that. Avoid getting bit, okay? So you can come in this way if you know the dog. Boom, boom. You watching? Boom, boom. Boom, boom, okay? You can come in here. I like to grab the tail too. Bring it up with it like this, and come in like this. Boom, boom. Keep your shoulder here. So if a dog whips back and bites you, they bite you right there. Don't tell me it hasn't happened. Same thing under here. Bring it back. Now my forehead's exposed, so I'm gonna come in right here, and I'm skimming. This is important too, because you know why? He's intact. And I know for a fact, because I groomed him a few days ago, I just bathed him because he was so dirty after my vacay. And it wasn't vacay, it was work, but I call it vacay. It was travel work, but work and play, people, because life is gonna pass you by. So when I look up under his scrotum right here, it's definitely matted. There's like a little mat because it's so, you got your scrotum, the thigh, and it's just rubbing back and forth, okay? So I need you guys to know how to access that kind of stuff, those areas. I'm gonna squat down because he's so tall, and I'm gonna come in gently with my 10 blade. And I have found that I actually like a little hair around his scrotum area because I don't want him licking it till it's raw, because dogs do that. I like to have a little buffer around it. If a dog licks himself over and over and over, it starts to turn the skin different colors just because of the roughness of their tongue. So I like a little hair back there, okay? This is really personal. You know, I hope you learned something, because this is personal. And see, right up in there, look at this. It's a little tangled, and it's probably because it's moving back and forth, and also he probably cleaning himself, and that's okay. But you have to keep an eye on that area, even though it's like an area you're kind of embarrassed to talk about or think about or look at. Somebody has to do that kind of cleaning and shaving, okay? And it might as well be you. If this is your job to be a groomer, you want to make sure you do all those parts that are really important for the animal, okay? Because sometimes, even though a human owns this dog, they are not trained to groom or do the haircut, which is where we come in, okay? Who do you think is going to do that if you're not doing it, if you're the hair cutter? So take care of the pet, take care of the client, and if you don't know how to do that, call me and let's get you some training. Let's talk about it, okay? Let's make you the best groomer you can be for your dog or for other clients' dogs. Now, I did a little something with my 10 blade. I'm going to switch out to my 7 blade. Like I said, I want to do a 10 blade. He's really hot. His hair is like cotton. It's super thick like cotton, which means that he pants a lot. So I'm going to do a 7 blade because I can't put the hair back on if I don't love the 10 blade, okay? So here we go. We're going to do a 7 blade, which says 7 right here. 7 FC, finish cut. I'm going to use a ceramic edge right now, but I have about 3 or 4 7 blades, and some of them are different brands, and some of them are ultra edge, which is metal to metal. Ceramic is ceramic edge. Ceramic here and metal over here, okay? That's the white thing. That's the blade cutter. We're going to do a 7. If you're not sure what you want to do, it's okay to kind of do it over here, and so it's not so, like we're going to conceal it and hide it if we didn't like it, okay? Because normally, where do I start? Normally I start at the base of the neck, but right now I'm doing a test. You know how sometimes when you get a product like Clorox bleach and they tell you, hey, test an area like in the closet first to make sure this carpet cleaner is going to not dye your red carpet like yellow. Test an area. So right now we're testing an area that won't be so loud. Like it isn't like boom right here and I'm like, ooh, I don't like that cut. I don't like that size. I don't like that thickness. And you're doing so good. He's doing so good, ain't he? Give me some treats. We'll get you. I'm going to hook you up later, okay? Do you see his eyeballs looking at me? He's doing so good, but when he's off the table, he's a hyper animal like I am. Like, he must be mine. Look how still he's being. Man, he's doing so good. I just had to kiss you. I just love you. Thank you. That's what I'm talking about. See, we're in training mode right now. You know what I'm saying? We gotta teach these folks. You know how easy this can be, okay? 7 blades right here. I'm just checking it out. And honestly, I haven't totally decided on the feet, so I'm not going to just take it all down because this is a perfect little, at least he has a little something and I can do the color, but I may take off that color so we can start fresh. I'll make it like take off that much, you know what I'm saying, off the feet, but I'm not going to take it all off until I've made a 100% decision on what I want to do. Thanks for watching. Be sure to hit that like button for me, folks. So this is a 7 right here, okay? Let me let you see this real close up now. Because as you're deciding what you want to do too, you want to be able to decide. So that there is a 7, okay? Now let's come back in and let's look at what the 10 might be like, okay? You ready for this? Again, here's my 2-speed 10 blade, okay? A little slower, right? It'll still accomplish the job. So I'm going to test right here. See, it took off about that much hair extra. Do you see that? Boom, like a millimeter of hair extra. What do you think? What do you think? 10 blade? I really like the 10 blade, but I think it's going to be real short. Let's check the 7 blade. Again, we can always take more hair off. I cannot always put it back on. So let's go ahead and start at the base and rock and roll with our 7 blade, 5-speed. Now, as I'm inching it down, I'm stretching the hair, the skin out. Stretch it. It's called taut. Not tart, but taut. T-A-U-T and E maybe. T-A-U, like taut. Make it tight. Tighten up that skin so that that skin doesn't get anywhere near going inside the actual blade as it's moving. Bring it tight right here. Pull out those wrinkles like you're going to iron a shirt. You got to pull out those wrinkles, okay? See how much hair that is, the thickness anyway? See how it's like that thick? It's not thick, it's not even that much hair. Bobby. The hair is thick, is what I mean, real thick. And it makes him very hot. It's, right? Okay, let's do this. Bring that, I felt a bump, that's his spinal cord. Slide his skin over this way a little bit. And then back that way if you need to. Again, this is dogupsand.com. This is the XL. We don't have a lot of those left. The more popular size is large, but you do want to measure. If you're a groomer, I just recommend getting it. If you end up having those big dogs, especially any big dogs end up having issues with their ACLs, their back, and their knees. So if you have a device that can help you hold them up or assist them standing, it really helps. And sometimes it's like, dang, I wish I had it, but I don't really need it all the time. But that's why it's like if you're grooming a multitude of animals, sizes, it's best just to have the equipment, right? Because at one time, paid for it. So here we go in that hot spot area I told you about, right? That safety spot. Bring it flat and straight down and out. See how easy that is? Keep that skin, like you see me, he's got a lot of skin. So keep moving it and keeping it tight so that you don't have a lot of lines in your cut. And if you come in and you have a lot of jags, like boom, 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 it could be a couple different things. It could be your blade drive. That's this little black device right here that moves back and forth. That's a blade drive that drives your cutter here, that moves your cutter in there, that white cutter I have back and forth. Sometimes it's silver. See how it didn't shut? So open it, turn it on, shut it. Boom. Some other reasons why jagged, like a lot of jags, the blade, you might have messed with those screws. I told you don't mess with those screws. You might have messed with those, loosened it up wrong. It's not tight enough anymore. This piece in here could be broken or bent, this piece right there. This blade might be, this cutter might be dull. The blade might be dull. They sharpen both sides of that. Your blade drive might be need to be replaced. Or it could be some just internal, like something, if you dropped your clipper, something happened. All those reasons could be something. So you want to start just like anything and troubleshoot. So you do one thing at a time. The first thing I would do is change my blade. The next thing next blade's jaggedy too. Next thing I do is change my blade drive. Take that baby apart. You can Google my favorite groomer blade drive, my favorite groomer clipper, and that will literally tell you some of the videos that I have on YouTube about cleaning and keeping up, maintaining and changing these things for yourself. Some of these things you should be able to do yourself. If you really are not mechanically inclined, don't. But if I can do it, you can do it. Might take you a little longer, but you gotta have the right tools. Just like you gotta have the right tools for grooming, right? It might take you a little longer to do something if you don't have all the right tools, but you can do it. It's just gonna take you a little longer. So see, I'm pulling that skin. And if you can't tell as I'm coming through here, it's a lit. You can still see it. I can see it right here. Boom, this area right here. So this area right here, the hair is actually growing straight up. That's natural. You can't change that. So when you come down like that, because the hair is growing up, it's a little shorter there. That's natural. But I'm going down here. He actually is so big, he sometimes pees on himself here, so I'm getting caught up on a little bit of dried junk right there. So move it around, and then I'm going to come back with the 10 blade instead of messing around with my 7 blade. Armpit, roll that out like I told you how to roll this out over here. Roll this out. Roll that out. You can't do it on a lot of small dogs, but when you got a lot of big, hefty animals, that's what you can. There's a lot of skin, a lot of meat, a lot of areas, okay? He's comfortable there. He's standing however he wants to stand. I'm going to go ahead and check my heat. You want to touch me? It's okay. I'm going to let you stand there. And I'm going to come down your leg here, okay? I was going to move his arm, but I'm going to just take it how I can, like this. I'm testing it. This blade needs to be sharpened. We're out. Let's put it aside. We got to get this one sharpened. Okay, next 7 blade. I happen to be using an Oster. See how clean it is now? I went back to like going fast. That other blade needs to be sharpened. And when you get your stuff sharpened, if you can get into a habit of keeping them with a plastic bag, right, and put a label on when it was sharpened, monitor it. Because if you just throw it back in your pile and you don't know which one you got sharpened the last, and it was just a week ago and that wasn't right, that should go back to a resharpen. Unless you're really far and you don't want to deal with it, that's fine. But that should, if I just got that sharpened 2 weeks ago and they didn't do a really good job, I would probably want to say, hey, this one didn't last but like 1 haircut. You know what I'm saying? But you won't know unless you're kind of separating or making labels of some sort. Or how about this? This is a good idea. Dremel the numbers on the blade. So let's just say you have 10 blades. Everyone has a number. You have 1 through 10 on, like you're keeping track of your blades on a piece of paper, the one you dremeled number 1 on there, you're writing down on like an Excel sheet or just a piece of paper with your blades. Write down when you got it sharpened, and then when you got it, like when the day you got it sharpened. So then when you get it back and number 1 is dull within 2 days, you look at when you had it sharpened last, and you're like, dang, I just had this sharpened 2 days ago. I'm gonna call somebody. I would call somebody. You know what I'm saying? It should last a minute. Okay, I'm hearing a question in my head. What's a minute? Define a minute. A minute is 6 months to a year or more. Like I usually take, if I'm doing 8 dogs a day, which I'm not doing that, I have a different schedule now. And when I was doing 8 to 10 dogs a day, sometimes 12 dogs a day, I would sharpen my blades about every year. All of them, all 45 blades sharpen once a year. And if that, some blades would carry on a couple years. So it should last a minute, should be like a year, 6 months, 8 months, depending on how many dogs you're doing and how old that blade is. If that blade is really old and it's already kind of dull, you start to know, like I keep sharpening it like every 3 months and this sucker just retire that blade. You know what I'm saying? So this blade, it could use an oiling. It's like, but if I oil the blade right now, it will not let me finish the cut. It won't. It will be so oily in here and all this hair. Try it. But be ready to put that blade off and let it dry out for a day. If I oil the blade right now while I'm grooming, I will not be able to cut. Maybe I won't even be able to cut tomorrow morning either. It's about 12 p.m. right now. So tomorrow morning, if I had to start my day at 8 a.m., this sucker might not cut if I had oiled it today. Like, no joke. Some of y'all are oiling as you go. It's not a good idea. When you try to wash it off on your fingertips, it's going to be a little oily. There's a little oil in your coolant. So if you're cooling it over and over, I recommend later start upgrading, adding to your blades. If you're cooling your blade, boom, 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 a lot, and it's still, you're not able to finish the cut because it's choppy and slowing you down, you got to keep cleaning out the hair. Don't cool while you go. You need to get a piece of ice, and you need to get some rock, a piece of rock. What is it called? Marble. Marble retains heat a lot, so it sucks out the heat from the blades. You can put your blades on a marble. Put your blades on an ice pack with the towel over it. So you don't want your blades to rust. Rusted blades won't cut right. So there's a few options you can do if you don't have a multitude of the same blade number, so you can cover this animal and be done. You need 3 or 4 7 blades or all those other options. So pick them if you don't want to use the spray or the oil while you're grooming. I mentioned this on my other female doodle video a few days ago. You notice I stopped. I stop to talk to you guys. I stop to educate you guys. I also stop my clipper from moving. When I'm stopping my clipper from moving while I'm talking, it starts to cool my blade because the friction has stopped. So get into the habit of like treating this like a little baby guitar. You're like dung 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 and you stop, dung 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 and you stop. Get into that habit, okay? So I'm hearing something else that we had also talked about. I'm going to check my heat. We're good. Something else is, why is he standing so still? You know why? Because he's on the table a lot. And we started brushing him and his sister 4 months old. 4 months old, weekly, daily, every other day. Like so often that even there was he didn't like a few things with his feet in the very beginning. He may not love it when I get there, which is why I don't do clean feet on him unless I have to, unless it's matted. How do you get your dog to act like this? Why is it only my dogs are acting like that? It's because we're doing it so often. Consistency is going to help your animal behave on the grooming table. And it helps to have the equipment, a grooming table, a brush, a comb, the squirter, the clipper. They are getting used to all these noises and things that a groomer has to do if you're not doing it yourself. So don't be afraid to call me or get a hold of me and come out to myfavoritegroomer.com and let me help you get some equipment, even if you're not going to do full-on grooming. You can be doing the in-between stuff. Sorry. Okay. I gotta get it looks it has to I have to. Here? You can't really get that spot, huh? Like, this hair is so thick. It's so thick. Check our heat. Good. Yeah, right? That's close up, right? Stretch it out. Sometimes when you come up into this elbow area, it's kind of tricky. And here's a little something that you could know right here. 7, right? Right here. 10, 7 blade. Come reverse right there. Boom, boom. Like that. Not all up into that pocket, but right there where you can see the hair. Like that. Pull it out like the inside. Like these guys have a lot of hair here. I can move it all out like that. Twist that out. So bring your skin in here like that and boom, take it out like that. You're not gonna tell, but it's cleaner. It's faster and cleaner like that. I'm noticing I'll stop here and there. Try not to do that. One strong flow, boom. Not strong, one straight, like boom. Come straight down, boom. Down, boom. Down, boom. If I stop, there's like a line right there. I'm not really heavy-handed. I don't push real hard. Real lightly bring it down, and then it starts to clean up those little lines right there. But it does, keep in mind, I switched out from an Andis to an Oster blade. They're different years, they're different sharpenings. So when you switch out blades, that's why you want to learn how to keep your equipment cool, right? The more you switch out the blade, sometimes this blade might leave a little different. This blade is like, the other one was on the border like needs sharpen. So now I got this blade cutting a little different than that blade. So be aware of that. Stretch out that skin. Watch that area right there. You want it flat. Boom, straight down. Hair is so thick that if I brush it backwards, there's still going to be hair for me to cut. Right? He's looking at me. Look how thick that is. It's thick. Keep saying that. Okay. This is not a good area right there to be playing around with my 7 blade. We already talked about how dangerous that area is. So let's go ahead and switch it up with the 10 blade. 10 blade I love because it's the shortest, safest blade. And here I'm going to show you, this is the skim. So I'm going to skim this. I like to skim that. I like it being like a light, nice little round half circle. Rounded, it ain't even all the way to the skin. So you can even do this. Come back with your 10 blade, come straight down right there. And then look at your arch right there, stretch it out and really look at the skin. I can see the skin and bring your arch in a little bit more. Now what did I say? If he's jumping around acting like a crazy animal, this ain't worth it. Just trim it, just do what you need to do and get out of there. You don't want to nick it. You don't want to come in this way and boom, get that skin in there, okay? I'm cleaning this up. I like this nice and cleaned up back here with my 10 blade. He's my dog. I know he's not going to buck back too much, so I'm good. But if you're working with an animal that's not yours, be careful. I like to say this, you can get bit, you can do all these things, you can get injured and everything like that, but what is really tough is if you injure your face. So those of you guys who've seen the news lately and that young child, she's 22 years old, she was pet sitting and she had her face completely taken off. You know as much as I do. If you have a pimple and you're in high school, it's a tough day. So if you get bit in the face or bit in the nose or bit in the eye, I can't tell you what's going to happen after that. So just try to avoid it, okay? I don't care how great of a groomer you are. Just try not to get bit in the face. Up. I'm doing side to side on the tip of my 10 blade. I'm not putting the whole thing up there. And now I'm coming down the chest. I'm skimming, not all the way down, down, down to the skin, but I'm skimming it. Spread that all open. And be careful to watch for any nipples or wrinkles in there. He sleeps on the floor a lot, so this really helps him keep his tummy cool because it's super hot here in Texas. All right. What do you think? I still kind of want to. Do you guys not want to play with the 10 blade, like, and see if it's just going to be a little bit shorter? I kind of feel like I do, like, especially where he gets hot here. Like, I say he gets hot, but like it's thicker there. But then there's a bunch of areas that's pretty short, you know, that the hair grows backwards, that we don't have to worry too much about. But at least I'll try, right? At least we'll try so we know for a fact. There's a lot of information in my videos. There's a lot of information in the description of the videos. You got to click the title of the video or the description if you can see the description. But be sure you connect with me. I would love to see you and help you grow. Okay, hold on here. Thanks so much, Grandma Shell. Thank you for your donation. Thank you for your donation. Thank you for your donation, Grandma Shell, to my favorite groomer. Woo! Thank you so much for your donation. Appreciate you. Okay. Now, he is super excited. He's got everything out for me to see. I don't know what's going on with him, but listen, this is Focus Pocus, okay? And you need to put your stuff up. That's all I got to say. You got to put, oh, look at his face. You need to put your stuff up. Your junk, you need to put that up, okay? Because this is, excuse me, mister. I love messing around, you know. I love messing around. Okay. What was that? You're going to yawn? He's so cute and he's so smart, you guys. All right. I'm actually going to, so right here, the hair grows backwards. See how it goes backwards? Boom, it's shorter. Backwards, backwards, and that's all natural. All right, I got my 10 blade. This is pre-bath. So once I bathe this hair, it is going to be possibly some other stuff I can trim. But what I love about doing when I groom my own dogs is not only do I let them air dry, and then we can just see if I need to take any more off. It's not a big deal. Okay, can I have you stand up? Let me check. Let me test another spot back here. 10 blade, 7 blade. You can hardly tell, but I know, you know, we did it together. 10 blade, 7 blade. If I do it, I have to do the whole dog. So I think we'll be all right. Are you looking at me in the mirror? You looking in the mirror? He's so cute. He's so cute, dude. All right, so I don't want to do all this with a 10 blade, okay? But if you want it shorter, just go with it. Go with the 10 blade. I feel like I should have done the 10 blade, okay? Okay, so underneath there, I just skimming because he's letting me see hair sticking out. Just take it. I got my 10 blade nice and easy. But if he's a different dog, like a dog you don't own, just be careful. Remember, watch your face, okay? We cannot, your face when it's been in a car accident, when it's, listen, it's like this. When I was a little girl, I was driving around my bicycle. And I fell down on some gravel and cut my whole face open right here. And you can kind of see this little scar that came back in as an adult. But it actually went away. It took about 10 years, 10 or 12 years, and the scar went away. So I just want you to know, I know firsthand what could happen when your face is scarred and what it feels like to be growing up and your face is scarred, or that big pimple, or having cold sores, or having things on your face that you're not happy about. So as a groomer, trying to tell you and get you prepared mentally that if you happen to avoid getting bit in the face, you will probably be better off. I'm not saying that anyone is not pretty because of blemishes they've had. I just know the struggle that when I had that scar on my face, or the scab that took a year to come off, and I kept picking it because I was a young child, I just know it's so hard to come back out of that. And so for a long time, that scar was on my face, and it just sucks. I know you know what I'm talking about. That big pimple that you have, or you had, that little cut you had for a while and you were babying it so it would go away, wouldn't scar. So my point is if a dog, if a dog that you don't know well bites you, I want you to know why I keep reiterating it. There's a reason I want you to hear it. I don't want you to just be like, oh, okay, whatever. I want you to hear me say. So when you are working with the animal, or you know someone working with your aggressive animal, you can say, hey, be careful, because he might bite you, so just don't have your face up in his grill. Be real, okay? Consistency. Okay, consistency. Be sure you hit that like button. Thanks a lot for joining me. I hope you learned something today. We're getting to our mid to a little bit over halfway through. I got to do something with your feet. Okay, let's go ahead and bust out a 5-blade. I want to take down the feet. I don't want to brush. This is teaching you how to deal with no brushing on your doodle. So 5-blade, ceramic edge. That's that white edge. You can actually order cutting edges only and slide these into any of your blades like this. All right, let me get my trash over here. Can I? We're going to come back and recolor his feet and let it grow out for about a couple weeks. So we're going to take off all this color right now. Excuse me. Hold on. I know you don't like, he doesn't love his feet done, but it doesn't happen very often, and we're not doing clean feet, so it's not a big deal, okay? And I'm not even having to brush, okay? Let me bring you guys down to that level. How about that? There we go. May I see? Up. Refocus. I'm pushing down to keep his foot down. He's bringing it up, that's fine. Go quick now. Okay. You see? Woo. I'm here. Focus. 5-blade. I'm pulling pretty hard. He's pulling me back, but I'm pulling. And I don't want to stay here too long. Doesn't need to be perfect. We just need to get it off. No, don't get upset. Put your foot down. Put your foot down. Are you rolling your eyes at me? I don't even know who taught you that. I don't roll my eyes. Do you see his eyeballs? Look up. Here, look up. Focus on something else. Focus on that over there, that clipper right there. Let me see. Thank you. Thank you. Put your foot down. Put your foot down. Thank you. Good job. Good job. I know you don't love it. I know you don't love that. Good job. High five. High five. High five. You want to give me a high five? Here, high five. You don't want it? You're mad at me? Don't be mad at me. Huh? Why don't you be mad at me? High five? Thank you. Good boy. Don't be mad at mommy, okay? Okay, go up. Let's see if the dog up stand XL will help him just stay put a minute. Okay, this is the lowest setting. Let's see if I can get in here and get in here fast, okay? You want to smell this? Distraction. Smell? But he already smelled it, right? But he's still smelling it. That's how animals are, you know? I'm going to do everything I can without handling his foot, and then I'm going to come in and handle the last bit, because he didn't like that very much, right? I want to avoid confrontation, okay? So I'm going to come over to this one, too, and finish off everything before I have to handle the foot, because he's doing really well. The dog up stand is still there, but it's not even under him, and it's still helping me. I don't even think he knows he kind of stepped off it already. There you go. Good boy. Good boy. Not bad, right? All right, cool. We're going to do the pads now together. I love using the Blvd for the pads, so let's do that. Let's bring in our dog up stand back so it can help us move this. We don't need that anymore. I have my Blvd, or you can use a 40 blade, but I have my Blvd on the 40 blade setting. I just did his pads like a couple weeks ago or a week ago. It should not be bad. And honestly, out of both my Doodles, he is the wild one. So he really keeps his nails down. On the pavement outside here at the salon, it's all concrete. Whoa, he runs like he's in a race, and he will keep the nails down, which is awesome. Just a moment. Almost done. Just a moment. You're doing great. Doing great. All right, one of the key things that we've been talking about is not having a brush, right? Giving your clients an option of what to do without having a brush. So there's a few things a groomer could do right here is brush this hair back upward. But again, I'm trying to show you, you don't need to be brushing with this option, okay? If you feel like, right here, And I guess that's an understatement, but when a groomer comes in and has to do some work, they might have to use a brush, but brush all that forward. Don't cut the webbing if you don't know if it's a client's dog. Really check. All webbing is different inside the toes. See, that was a little knot right there, but make sure you check the webbing before you just slice. It's up to you. You can do you can come in and do, he doesn't like, look at that little bit of something from the outside, some weed in there. You want to definitely check in that. Just because they don't like it doesn't mean you don't do it, okay? You still got to check. There could be all kinds of stuff in there. You're so silly. Are you pulling that arm back? Missy. You see how I push that hair up there? You see this one? Oh yeah, I got some tangles in that. Okay, let's get those out. May I? You don't love it? So imagine trying to do clean feet on this guy. So I'm a little different, especially when it comes to my own dogs, but if they don't really love something, I don't make them go through it. It doesn't matter to me. But you will see that in most cases, a standard poodle, has clean feet. And so some people would come into the salon and say they want that no matter what their dog behaved like to get it done. That's not the way I like to groom. I like to record it and show them like he doesn't like this, right? And I'm not even doing clean feet. Clean feet is shaving with the 10-blade reverse. This is simple stuff. Imagine the 10-blade. Can I see this one? So I'm gonna change the subject. I see a little something here. I'm gonna just trick him a little bit, change the subject so he's not worried too much about, like, I'm not gonna stop messing with his feet, but now I'm gonna come back and double check so I can move forward and not keep coming back. You nibbling me? Don't do that. Don't do that. So I'm not gonna let him win. I'm gonna finish because he tried to nibble. He likes to nibble my hand, and I'm not gonna let him win that. So I'm changing the subject and I'm gonna come back. And we will finish this foot before I move to the next one. Let me see. Don't. No. No. Okay, that's all right. That's all right. You're all right. Up, up. Turn around. Miss little Dee drill sergeant has to come out a little bit. I will, you know what I'm saying? You know the drill sergeant. You're the one always jumping around, jumping on the dogs. You know drill sergeant. Don't be afraid to put your foot down. I got like 3 senior dogs in the house and these 2 doodles are young. I have got to pull out the drill sergeant or someone might get hurt. Be sure you know how to pull it out. Say no. Reward good behavior and discipline bad behavior. The word no is a really great discipline in my household. And even here grooming too. I love the word no. If I could use a different word, I would, but most people teach the word no, right? Most animals and people and humans and kids, they know no. And they might know yes, but they do know no. Like when they don't want to eat their green beans, they already learned that word no, didn't they? They were 3 years old and they learned the word no. How'd they learn the word no? All right, cool. We're kind of coming into like the end of the end, right? All right. That's a lot of rights in one sentence, Ms. Dee Dee. All right, let's change our take our 5-blade off, move back to our 10-blade. I just want to skim the tail here. You see that? I want it out of where he poos, right here. I want all this out of the way. option. Just straight trim it. You can come sideways, like this. We'll go up one more time here. If you don't stand, I'll put the dog up, stand under one more time. Finish the tail. Thank you. Okay, the best way to know what needs to get off and away from where it needs to get off and away from is to watch a dog with a long tail poo. That is the best way to do that. So if you don't know and haven't, please go take the dog out to poo. Go hang out at the dog park. Take a good look. Go up. We're going to do a little bit of leave-in conditioner, and I do want to brush his tail because it is long. I'm going to get my sharp point scissors. I either call them ear shear, or you can find them on my website. They've got the point tip. You may have some. I'm going to actually come through and cut some of these tangles here. This is from him itching and chewing, so I'm going to cut straight down. You're looking in the mirror? You're cute. This area right here has another one. Is there one more? Maybe. So when you go out of town, you might want to show your pet sitter how to brush. Or just know when you get back, you might have to clean some stuff up and do it right away. So an option is to go ahead and cut the tail shorter. If we're talking about that client so that you don't have to brush it all, cut the tail shorter. Half off the tail, use a 5-blade or a guard. Come up. And to make sure you got all the knots that you can't see, you can run a comb through the hair here. So we're going to take our comb, and we're just going to run it through and see, do we miss anything? And if we did, we're going to slice through it or brush it more. That little spot right there, huh? You know how you stand up though? Stand up. So I can see right where it's at. Okay. Thank you. You let me get it? Thank you. Good boy. Want to smell? Good boy. Hold on, let me get it. There we go. We got it. It's all done. That one's done. Okay. We'll come up. Let's look at your area back here. Get your 10 blade. We'll clean that up a little bit more. Okay. All right, when we look at, say, the feet, right? I wanted to show you guys this right here. So when we look at the feet here, and the nails, see how the nails are super short already? If there's nothing to take, don't take anything. He's running around a lot already, so if there's nothing to take, you don't need to take anything. However, you do, and I do, I need to check the dew claw, which is short, because we just did his nail trim a week ago, sorry. You could probably take the tips off. I like to round those out, but it's not a big deal. I can see the vein in all these right there. See how flat they are to the vein right there? The meat, boom, done deal. See how flat they are? Nothing to take. Don't take anything. Don't worry about taking something if there's nothing there. You don't even have to touch them, okay? You know what I mean? Saves time, everything. So this brush, this tail, I usually probably brush it once a week, but I've been gone for 2 weeks, a little over 2 weeks. So the knots happened when I had left him at the pet sitter, which is fine. Pet sitter, groomer is a groomer. So this is our first cut back from over 2 weeks, no brushing. So this is a great place to be for somebody who doesn't want to brush. And if they, I'm the groomer and the owner. So if I didn't want any brushing at all, I would have to go half off on the tail. And then when the dog comes in every 2 months for a shave down or a haircut, then the client themselves didn't have to brush. It's just like there should be no mats unless they are putting a lot of clothing on the dog or they're bathing the dog at home without brushing. So then that's a briefing that you would want to have with your client, or with you guys out there that are watching, so you can do some prep work at home in between hair cutting. So his ears are also matted inside. They look great here, but I know that they're matted. I can feel the thickness right here. So we can shave out the mats and let that grow and brush it regularly now that I travel monthly, so it is what it is. That's why short haircuts on someone traveling a lot is really great for that, especially we're talking about doodles in general. So looking at his ears, I want to probably save them, but I also see them kind of getting wet right here, just a little bit. So I want to take some of that off and then probably shave the mats out and then let the hair grow over it or take it all the way off. Again, when you're traveling, you can't help it. It is what it is. Imagine if I didn't have a short haircut on him and he was matted and you got home, then you're like, oh man, I really got to get him a haircut now, right? Or we can try to demat a little bit because it's just the ears. I mean, we're not leaving anything, so you could potentially come in here and try to demat that area with scissors first, which we can do both here. Okay, so let's brush this out together first. And just see how bad the tangles are. So there's one right there. Let's just cut that down. Like basically break it open. You can do a dematter as well. A mat breaker or a rake, you can do that as well. I'm holding that meat right there of the ear, just like you would when you're brushing your hair and you got a knot. The brush will do all the work, so let it work for you, but I'm also I see this huge chunk right here, I'm just gonna take it and if I'm coming down, I'm not going into the leather, so once I get my scissor through it and break that open and cut, I'm not gonna be cutting meat because I'm holding the meat in my fingertips, and I'm not cutting this way, I'm cutting this way. So once I get my little hook in there and see both sides of the scissor, there won't be any meat there. Just take it, just slice through it. It's the same concept of doing something like this. You're actually using your scissors. Just depends on what you like to do best. And I do have this equipment if you want to support my business at myfavoritegroomer.com. Rake, dematter, it's all, I have everything. You don't have to always use them on every dog, but it's good to have the right equipment so when you do need it, you have it. If you're working with, they say, a client's dog, I would say, hey, be sure that you go ahead and get permission before you do some of that, unless you know for a fact when you do it, it's going to be not noticeable. See, the comb doesn't lie. I got something right there too. Let's get our rake out. Check with our comb again. Get a little static, so let's get a little water. We're going to get our 8.5 shears. Get our comb. He's standing so still. He's so sweet. Thanks for joining me. Thanks for watching. I hope this is teaching you some things. Be sure you let me know in the comment section if you want what you learned today. And if this has been helpful to you, some options for a doodle fast. I say fast, but I'm taking my time because I'm training you guys, but just do the hair cutting. And your clients don't have to brush. This is a great way to tell them, hey, do a cut like this, and we don't have to brush, and then it's fit fast, in and out. I like him with the longer ears. I like the female with the shorter ears, so I'm doing that, you know. Do what you like. I mean, especially if they're your dogs. But to save time, if you want it short, then you don't have to brush at all. Let's get that other scissor too. Now remember, when you're doing I forgot my train of thought. Let's go ahead and get our rake. Rake is super helpful when you have doodles too, or huskies or German shepherds. This rake, when you run into a little tangle, just bring it in, incorporate it in there. Check with your comb right there. It's still snagging. I can hear it. We spend a lot of time when we own Doodles. We spend the owner, right? There's a lot of time brushing. And if you are really busy and you don't want to brush, then you have to change the way you want to do your schedule. Otherwise, you have to brush or pay additional time for the groomer to do the job. And it's a lot of work. So a groomer is doing a Doodle and they're nonstop working on a Doodle for 3, 4, 5 hours. It should honestly be a really hefty amount, or you need to pay hourly, like honestly. So you have to talk that over with your groomer, because if they get burnout, that's why a lot of groomers, they'll say they don't want to do Doodles, because the client's not coming in regularly enough and it's a lot of work. So we haven't bathed him yet, and I know I've been working on him at least 91 minutes nonstop, no texting, no breaks, nothing, right? And we're not even saving the coat, brushing it all out. We're not even doing all that. I'm teaching you like a very fast, and I don't have any other clients here, by no other bath dogs. I'm not talking on the phone. So this is nonstop. There's some groom shops out there that are really working their buns off. So if you happen to know that, you have got to prep, or you've got to understand the pay scale, why there's a pay scale that high, and why it's best to come back every 2 months or less, because if you don't, it's like starting all over. Like you did all those 5 hours of work, it's like you didn't even get a break, and the pet parent isn't brushing, which is fine if we know it. If we all want to be honest, you have to sit down with your client and have a game plan and actually say it's mandatory. I don't take Doodles on that don't want to come every 2 months, period. Because I don't want, because they're not going to pay my fee. They're not going to pay the fee that it takes to get them on track every time they come in. I'd rather say no, because it's a lot of work. A lot of work. I'm not afraid of the work. I'm afraid of the damage it does to my body by doing that hard of work constantly, when I can't just get on the same page. So when that client's dogs pass away and they move on and they move out of state and they go on about their day and their life, I still have to live with my body. And what we do to our bodies, like how we work and how we burn out ourselves, I mean, we have to live with that. So if you don't know what that worth is for you now, I'm telling you to think about it. It might be fun and dandy now, but when you start getting older, you start to understand. When you are young now, it may not be something you care about right now. But I want to hopefully let you hear me that you should care about it right now, because don't set yourself up for failure. I've talked to a lot of groomers, and a lot of them have had shoulder surgery. Some of the shoulder surgeries have not come back the same, and you can't guarantee you'll even be grooming when you get done. And so if you've made your life all about grooming and you come out of a surgery and you can't work like you used to, you might, and your body actually just starts to deteriorate, you're going to be lost. So make sure you don't overdo it so that you can sustain longer. You can groom less dogs and longer time, right? Like 10 years more. But don't forget about you, okay? Don't forget about you. So did we just demat that ear together or what? I say we did, right? All that little chit chat. Now it's all dematted right there. That's nice. That's nice, huh, boy? Oh yeah, you're looking great now. We're like done. You got to do your face a little bit, and that's it. All right, let's bust out our 5-speed, right? And let's put a guard on here. I've got my 10 blade. Remember I told you guys, do not touch those screws unless you have had training on how to sharpen and realign. Don't touch these screws. Use your lever and pop it out. And some of the clippers don't have a lever. That means some of you guys have really older hands with our arthritis. Put a towel right here and push it, like it'll come off. Now, don't get me wrong. If you have a $30, $40 clipper, sometimes those don't pop off. Those don't change. It has to say like Ultra Edge or FC, right? That's a detachable blade, okay? We're going to use a guard on his head. And I'm going to go ahead and pull out, say, I want to say the 2 guard, which we used on his sister the other day, the 2 guard, okay? 3/8 inch. It's going to leave 3/8 inch on the body, okay? And I'm going to go down. I'm going to go that way because I do haircuts in reverse. And sometimes I'll do a reverse teddy bear head, like reverse from the grain of the hair. I'm actually going to go down with the grain of the hair. The hair grows that way. I'm going to go with it. Okay, here we go. His head is so short, I did not have to brush it. But if it's long and thick, brush it first. Then check it with the comb, this comb. Check it with your comb. If this comb can't go through, this attachment comb will not go through if this comb can't go through, okay? Thanks for joining me. Thanks for watching. I hope you learned how to do this kind of cut, which is easier for your clients, not having to brush. That's my whole intent today, to kind of show you some options. And see how he's hanging his head right now? I love that I have this device, this groom loop cover. So he's not just hanging his head on the rope here, he's hanging it on this bigger platform. I want to have his ear out. I don't want to shave his ear hair. The hair on the side of his ears. And then at some point I need to take that groom loop cover and really go through one last time without it. His face is so big on the sides. I'm actually just coming down on the sides right here. Just coming down. Now I haven't come this way yet. We're going to go reverse right there just a tiny bit. You're not going to be able to tell later. You're not going to tell. I promise you're not going to be able to tell, okay? All right, let's go ahead and slide this off here and see how he is on the sides here. Let's do this. Put this down. Will you mind working with me? Okay. Do this. So I'm actually leaving a lot of puff right here, and we're going to come back to that. I'm not doing heavy-handed, so just don't do a heavy-handed, but he's got a lot of chunky stuff right there because he also had a treat on the way to drive here. I'm going to do a 2 verse reverse here. 2 guard reverse here. All right, now let's look at it. Let's put this back on. Actually, I need to just do the groom loop. Will you stay there for me a second, please? Good boy. You smelling the hair? Yeah. Okay, come here. Can I have your head up? I have to have something on there. I want to teach you guys to have a groom loop on there. If a dog falls off the table, it jumps off, even though they could jump, if they jump off and slip and hit their head on the concrete, it's a bad day. Bad day. Reverse here. Reverse right behind the ear. Remember, we did a 7 back there, so that's really short. A reverse 2 is not a 7, so it should fade in real nice. I don't love the head drag thing. up on the ears, and then we'll come 2 guard down all that short stuff. Reverse right at the creak of the neck. You see it better here, okay? All this stuff, 2 guard down on the short stuff. Not the ear, right? Not that long ear. Now we're kind of going reverse here, just kind of going hand in hand. Up on the chin, reverse right there in that creak. That crick into the neck right there. Down, up. Just kind of get it down and up. It's curly hair. It's doodle hair. It's going all over the place. Don't cut new hair. If you cut new long hair, you're going to have to freaking go back and have more short hair all over the place. Don't cut new long hair. So unfortunately, I don't love the head drag, so let's bring it back up. But I have to keep the Groom Loop cover on to do this. Down here, right before kind of where the lips start. And it's up to you. This is what I want to do on him. He's my dog. And you can see I've been doing this with him for a long time. So consistency creates their behavior on the table, okay? So now I can come back here and put this on. I feel better. And now the rest of this I should be able to do without this Groom Loop, this particular Groom Loop. I can use the cover now. Make sense? Okay, we're almost done, you guys. Thanks for being here. And thanks for watching, sharing, and subscribing. Now he has a little chunky stuff going on there. A lot of times you can get that off in the bath, so you don't necessarily have to shave it down short and do all that, but you can if you want, okay? That's okay right there, I think. Take your 8.5 scissors. The longer strokes, but the longer the scissor is, the longer, I could actually cut his ear there and here. So when you have your scissor open, make sure you know what's going in it before you swipe, okay? So if I'm going to come here and do this, don't do that. Don't be doing that. Have it focused and where it needs to be for what you're trying to cut. And be aware of how far you have it open and what's going in there, okay? Come over here. Yeah, stay there. We're almost done. Stay there. Good boy. I like to brush all this in my face so I can see what's going to move into his eye space the second we get done with the bath, or like if this is just a rough out only, we're not bathing that day, we're just roughing in and roughing out. I want to just get everything, like when he leaves, what's going to move around, or when we get done drying, you know what I'm saying? So he's got eyelashes here. I like those back. Eyelashes will allow like just junk to accumulate in the eye, so I always keep them back. I learned that with my Shih Tzus when I had them. If you have a lot of eye boogers, a lot of eye sleep, a lot of eye droolage, let's just go ahead and get those cleaned out. You know what I'm saying? That might be one of your only fixes, except washing their face daily. Wash the face daily with just water and a towel. And I got some really cute face towels that are small, like a 4x4, 4 inches by 4 inches. Okay, we'll go backwards like this. Eyelashes back. That's my preference. You don't have to do that, okay? What's he doing? Can I see everything here? I'm going to stretch his head back, the skin, so I can see. There we go. As soon as I take my swipe, I kind of like to get my scissor out of there and reevaluate. I don't just keep it around, you know? He's moving with me. Can you look up? There you go. Look up. No, look up. Easy, easy. I'm going round here, and then round over there. He's losing his patience. Are you losing some patience? It's okay. We're almost wrapping it up. Let me see. I'm not going to play right now. No, no. This is not playtime. Let me see. See, you got stuff in your mouth. You have stuff in your mouth that I need to trim out. Ready? Here, up, up, up. Steady, steady. Steady. No. Okay, hold on here. Let me see. Good boy. Stay. Stay. I'm closing his mouth. He wants to play. I don't want to play right now. Hey, hey, hey. Some of this is going to come out in the bathtub. I don't want to take the shade because it is dirty, but I do want to trim. I like to take that little, you gotta get that drill sergeant out. I like to take that little stain right there, take that out. Same thing here. What have you been doing, man? Your mouth area is gross. Okay. We're going to brush with conditioner all this muzzle and everything in the bath too. So be sure you do that if you want to. I have a designated brush that's for getting wet. The wetness, the water will deteriorate the glue in the brush. So that one I replace more often. But there's a bunch of junk here that I want to clean up. But essentially this is what we're going to have like coming out of it, right? So we'll come in here. Round that out right there. You just turned sideways, you're done? Okay, hold on. Look that way. Oh yeah, super cute, right? Look how super cute you are. Look at you. You're done? Okay, I'm done. I'm done. I'm done. We can be done. We can be done. Are you happy though? Are you happy? Come. Here. Are you happy? Are you happy to be done? Yeah? Are you happy to be done? Oh, watch. Oh. You were going to put your foot up? Were you going to put your foot up? Let me see here. He's going to knock down this device. I know he is. How you feeling? How you feeling? Are you feeling good? Huh? Hi. Hi, baby boy. Look. Hi. Hi. What's that, my finger? Hi. Are you happy? Yeah, you look pretty. You look lighter. Yeah, you look lighter. Here, here. Hi. Hi. Oh. Love you. Love you. Are they watching? Are they watching over there? You ready for a bath? You want to play? You want to play? What? Hey, sit. 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 Good boy. Okay. Hi. Give me a kiss. Give me a kiss. Mwah. I love you. I love you. I love you. You want to come down for a second while I talk to them? Or you want to sit up here? You want to? Can't get his hands off me, can he? My goodness, this guy. Okay, you guys, I'm going to be chit-chatting for just a second. Thanks a lot for watching Dee Croy with My Favorite Groomer. I hope you learned what you can offer your clients as far as, hey, no brushing. Let's do this. 7 blade all over, 2 guard reverse on the head, 2 guard down on the head with a 10 blade. There's some options out there that require your clients to not have to brush, but one of those is gonna be coming in on a regular, consistent basis. Now, if they come in every 6 months, not the same deal. If they come in every 2 months, yes. Maybe even 3 months, depending on if you do the 10 blade. Why is this important? Because you're gonna tell them, hey, I know it's expensive to groom a doodle. I know it's expensive to groom a big dog. Here's what you can do to help me help you so that it's fast, efficient, and it's on time. It's just right on time. So you guys can help each other because it's a lot of work and it's back-breaking work. And it's okay to be back-breaking work. We're not afraid to work really hard or your groomer wouldn't be in business. Groomers work really, really hard. And a lot of times, a lot of the groomers I talk to, they nonstop work just like I do. There's a part of us groomers that most of us groomers that really want to help the other person, help the client, help people. We want to give. And when we are like that, when we are behaving like that, we don't set boundaries sometimes. We pick up the phone all hours of the day and night because that's just our drive to do that. But then our life passes us by. 20, 30, 50 years. A lady I talked to on the phone was 30-year groomer, grooming longer than me. And I was telling her to make sure you take some days off. She works 7 days a week. She's out of Kentucky, Louisiana, Oklahoma. She's out of Oklahoma. And it just comes down to, like, I said, hey, make sure you're taking time off. I said, I'll come out there and help you groom. You pay me commission, and then I'll come out there once a month, knock out 20, 30 dogs in a day, and then you can actually start taking 2 days off a week. Like normal people take 2 days off a week. Why is it some of us groomers are not doing that? You lose your life when you don't do that. You lose a little bit of yourself because then when it's time to relax, you don't even know how to relax. So be sure to take care of yourself. She tells me, Dee Dee, I've been grooming 30 years doing this. And that's when I was like, wow, I need to help you understand. Don't do that for 30 years. She's not gonna, remember what I said on the other stuff that we were doing? I wanna say another feed. Our bodies will start to fail us if we wanna save what I have a group about this. If we wanna save what we wanna do for fun, for when we retire, there's no guarantee your body can even do it. So if you're waiting to retire to go to Hawaii, if you're waiting to retire to go to Australia, if you're waiting to retire to actually go on that hike, I can't promise you can do it with the body that you have. Your mind may not change. Your mind may be getting wiser, but your body is getting older. And if you're on medicines or things like that, that can start to even deteriorate your body more, or let's say, come on, get out of the trash. You aren't even taking care of your body. You're not working out. You're not exercising. You're not physically doing very much at all. Then you will not have the muscle capacity to do the things that you are dreaming about doing when you get done working so hard. So I need you to think about that today and make the changes that you need to change and enjoy your family and your life and the people that you love and the things that you want to do before your body fails you. I hope that, again, you learned today. offer this kind of haircut for a no brush option for your clients and for yourselves if you're a Doodle owner. I'm going to sit down now and just kind of scan the live feed. I want to say thank you for being here and watching. Be sure to hit the like button and just say hi to everybody. MLPS, what's up? Alyssa, thanks for being here. Ellen, I appreciate you. MP, again, thanks for the donation. Senior Fly Girl, thanks for always giving me support and loving what I do. I really appreciate you. See, he is hilarious. We need a name reveal. I know, I'm working on it. I have way too much on my plate, but I promise you, it has not left my mind for 2 years. Like, it's been a year and a half. Hey, what's up, 2%? 2% says, yes, I have a Bichon and I kept her hair cut low. It was so much easier. Thank you. It's so much easier. I agree. Anything to just enjoy time rather than always having to brush. Can you imagine just always brushing? I just would not want to do that with my time. I want to lay in bed and cuddle and go for a walk and travel and do things with my dogs, right? 2% says, laugh out loud, the feet look like furry moccasins. Oh my gosh, they were so cute. When I had dyed them all these colors, they'll pop on a walk, you know, whereas now there's not that much hair, so it's going to be dyed right to the skin. I don't want all that either. You know, it depends on what you want to do. Joey, hey, what's going on? Thanks for being here. Veronica says, I'm guilty of unscrewing the screws. Know what you mean. Veronica, this video was for you. Senior Fly Girl again says, I had a Maltipoo for 15 years. He was groomed every 4 weeks. I brushed and combed him every day of his life. As the weeks went by, he looked like a small sheep. His hair was super dense like this guy. Oh my gosh. Rest in peace to your Maltipoo. NK, he has so much energy just like my Doodle. Mine hates her feet worked on. Right there. She has to be ticklish or former groomer nicked her. Tough spot. I have never nicked him, but he doesn't love it. But I can tell you what it was. Brushing all the time. Do you know there's a brown Doodle that comes in only for the haircut? Like I do a little haircut stuff on this Doodle. He's been being brushed. You know Max the Catan de Tulier? He's been brushed like over, I think he's 11 now with me. Every time we brush him, bathe him, dry him, brush him, we're doing a little bit more hair cutting now. The brown Doodle that I just do a haircut, like just do tidy up basically. When I just do tidy up on that Doodle, I've only seen him maybe 5 times at most. He is now a young 1-year-old upset dog. I have not seen him for a minute, but I want to say my dog too did not like my dogs. They didn't love their feet brushed over and over and over. And I'll just tell you like, whoa, if you see that their characteristic is showing you like they don't like stuff, don't push it because there will come a time where then that dog is going to be like, you know, like, no. And we don't want that. Okay? So if your dog, it may not have been nicked at a groomer. Such a sweetheart. Are you done? He was running back and forth, and now he's in here sniffing my ear. It may not have been a nick, but you never know, right? What you don't see, you don't know. So maybe he just hates the brush too. And so we just now, it's like, let's just take it off. Leanne's, hey, what's up, Leanne? Leanne says, I'm not a groomer, but own a 2K byte Terrapoo. I've never, 2 kilobyte. 2 KB Terry-poo. I like watching your videos on grooming poodle breeds. Thank you, Leanne. Sorry if I messed that all up. Veronica says, my large IG. My large Doodle has always been very docile. She doesn't like her feet touched either. Yeah, exactly, right? MPLS. That's so interesting. Laugh out loud. Is this a hood minute? Okay. Emergency room minute or a normie minute? I'm not really sure, but I lost myself in that comment. NK says, Kamea loves being brushed. When I brush my hair in the morning, she wants to be brushed too. It's a morning ritual. Please go to dd_grooms@yahoo.com and send me a picture, NK. I would love to see your dog. He said that tickled. He's like, no. What's up, Grandma Shell? Thanks for being here. Another Leanne, if that's not the same Leanne. Grandma Shell, thanks again for your donation. Bobby, thanks for being here. Thanks. Excuse me, can you please stop smelling that hair? You know what I'm saying? Kids. I thought that, Grandma Shell says, I thought the poofy feet was a new style. It was until I took it off just now. I'm going to grow them back and dye them again. NK says, I like the 7, but I know next week it will be that link next week using the 10. Exactly. So I was like, dang, do I want to spend a whole nother 25, 30 minutes doing the 10 all over? Next round, remind me, we're going to do the 10. Coabo, Manos Starbucks, I guess. Leanne, I see. Oh, I'm glad mine does the same thing with the feet. It sure helps me with mine. Wow, awesome. The back legs are definitely easier than the front legs, and pads are definitely a struggle. So pads, if it's your own pet, I'm telling you that I would not want to do them on the floor, but maybe you could do a lay down pads on the floor during TV time. Change it up. Come at them with a different approach and do what I call trick them. Make a trick happen. The neck device, Sarah and Chi Manley, thanks a lot for joining. The neck device that I invented is called the Groom Loop Cover. We are making them in Florida, and we make them in the United States. How cool is that? He's right here, I'm rubbing on his head. He is so happy, but it's called the Groom Loop Cover, and I have different sizes. You can find them at myfavoritegroomer.com, and just in the search engine at the top, type in cover, and the Groom Loop Cover will come up on my female Doodle. Carmen says, pretty boy. Cynthia C says, why are you wearing a mask while grooming your dog? Cynthia C, if you happen to even still be out there, in the very beginning of all videos, most videos, today we did let you know that wearing a mask is really important, because see, look at all this dander in the hair, in the air. I'm breathing that in, and when you shave even your own head or body, lots of fine hairs can enter your lungs. So my reason in wearing the mask is to keep the dog safe, but also to keep my lungs from being as hairy as they could be, because no one is ever going to tweeze out the hair down my throat and in my lungs. Look up black lung. It is definitely real. There's nothing that can be taken out of your lungs once it's in there. Thanks a lot for being here, Carmen, Veronica. I appreciate you guys. Thanks, Laura, saying love this video. Groomers should wear masks so they don't get groomer's lung. Thank you. Maples Maven. Maples Maven. NK, have to practice on getting those feet like that. It's my struggle. Okay, practice. Do it every day until the dog is like, yeah, it's feet time. Do it every day. Create a habit. Thank you, Grandma Shell, for answering that, to keep hair and dander out of her lungs. Thank you. What's up, Poogie Puppy? Leanne, thanks. I will be talking to my groomer about this cut. Sweet. Let him know to check me out at myfavoritegroomer.com and to subscribe. Oh, and Maples is Minneapolis. I will try to remember that in the next live feed. Enjoyed your live. Thanks, MP. Leanne, love you. Love and kisses. Love you guys. Thanks for watching. Be sure to hit the like, subscribe, and share. That way I can help someone else that you might know, no matter where they're at in the planet. We'll see you next time. Have a good week.